watching Dante's Boxing Nation.
If I'm able, I'm like I said in previous interviews, and now I'm gonna beat him. And I mean, everyone sees him as the best pound for pound, but I'm gonna show everyone, I'm gonna shock the world that I'm gonna beat him, and I'm gonna be the pound for pound.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Let me go ahead and introduce. There's someone else I'm calling in right now. Gustavo, you up? Are you on the line?
Yeah, I'm on the line, Dante.
What's going on, man? It's my man Gustavo. He's a boxing writer out there representing the East Coast out there in New York. Matter of fact, let him know your YouTube channel, and he actually covered the fight. So we're gonna talk about that. But go ahead and let everybody know what it is, Gustavo.
Hey, what's going on, Dante? Thank you for having me. I also want to say hello to Jose Benavidez and David Benavidez that I've got to know at a community event over here in Brooklyn at a church event. It's good to see you guys too. And I just want to say last night was just a spectacular night. Can't miss action. Sean Porter, you know, he's a very humble dude, and he came with the victory. I think Danny Garcia just came a little short with the activity. And I was actually surprised with Sean Porter. And there was like 3 different instances, right? In the first 4 rounds, he was boxing, throwing the jabs. And then he even switched southpaw. And then let's say the second half fight, you know, he switched it up to his old toe, you know, making it a dog fight, being very physical. So it was a really great night. And even after the fight, I had a chance to talk to Angel Garcia and his team at the hotel, and I'm starting to see signs that Angel Garcia really wants to retire from the game as a coach, you know. So I don't know if it's indicating that Danny Garcia might have a new coach down the road next fight. Who knows, Dante? What do you think?
Well, before I even answer that, what exactly did Angel Garcia say, Gu? What exactly did he say when you talked to him?
So basically, we had a quick chat. You know, I asked him, you know, what he thought about the fight. So Angel started by saying, you know, Danny won 7-5, but then like moments later, he said, you know what, easy. Danny won 9 rounds. I'm guessing he said the same thing about the Thurman fight. So as you know, we was talking about it. He even said, you know what, Danny's not listening to me. Every time I talk to him, it's like he's not even there. So I don't know if Danny is confusing the roles between Angel the father and Angel the coach. So and then he just said, oh, I don't know if I want to continue this. I might just retire.
Wow.
So it's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of emotions going through right now. And I even asked him towards the end. I was like, hey, Angel, which one hurt the most? The Thurman loss, the Porter loss. You know, he said that, you know, the judges screwed him over with Danny. You know, that's for another day to debate about those fights. But yeah, Angel really strongly thinks that you know, he wants to leave the game.
Okay, man, that's good stuff, Gustavo. And you know what, man? I got to also introduce in the building the man that made this possible to even have David Benavidez and Jose Benavidez in the studio is Jose Benavidez Sr. in the building. What's going on, man? Thanks for coming and joining us, man.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Thank you so much for inviting us to your show, man. One of the best shows. I just want to thank everybody for all the support, and we're working hard so we can give you guys a good fight with Terrence Crawford against Jose Benavidez Jr. It's going to be a really, really good fight.
And I commend you, Jose, because once again, like I said, from a father, you know, who had kids coming up in amateur rankings, to see you take your kids through all the national tournaments. Well, one just, you know, went from high school to the pros, and the other one went through all the national tournaments. You know, for you to bring them all the way to this level, man, I commend you, man. I mean, how difficult is that? Paying for the tournaments and traveling here and there. I mean, just talk about that a little bit if you can.
Well, you know, of course, it was really hard like anything else. If it was easy, everybody would do it. It took a lot of sacrifice, a lot of tears, a lot of hard work, man. And still, you know, it doesn't get easier. It just gets harder and harder every day, but we're still here. I'm here to support them on whatever they want to do, however far they want to go. And I'm here, but it doesn't get easy. It gets harder and harder every time.
Yeah, it could have went either way. I thought it could have went either way. So that's why I don't understand why Danny and Angel are so emotional over a fight that could have went either way. I could see if they just
Danny deserved a split decision at least. Danny deserved a split at least.
Yeah, I mean, it was close, man. It was real close. Matter of fact, speaking of that.
Thanks, Dante. Thank you.
All right, Jake. Hey, call in again, Jay. Call in again, man.
I will.
Speaking of that, What did you say, Kurt?
I was saying Angel just had the angry father.
The
reaction,
father, yeah,
basically. I
the
mean,
father.
that's the
Yeah, it's really painful for him to see his son lose, and then for it to be a second loss, and then for Sean Porter not to be looked at as good as Keith Thurman, maybe because the perception is he's undefeated. You know, I mean, that kind of really must hurt. I mean, Jose Benavidez Sr., do you think that it's just, his emotions as a father, to see him lose a second time? Why was he so emotional? And why is Angel talking about retiring in a fight that was that close?
Well, I did see the fight. I thought it was a really good fight. To be honest with you, I don't even know when they were giving the scorecards, who was going to win. It could have been that, like he says, I didn't even know nothing about that. He's not listening to what he's saying. I think to me they look really good. But of course, when somebody loses, it doesn't matter what they think. When the scores are already set and they already have the decision, there's nothing you can do about it. You lost, but
Yeah.
Nobody likes to lose, that they were fighting for the WBC belt. So I think they were just a little bit upset, but they'll come back stronger and, more motivated.
I totally agree, Jose. I totally agree. Let's go back to the phone lines. Once again, man, the super middleweight champion is in the building, David Benavidez. We got the former junior welterweight champion, his brother Jose Benavidez, who's fighting against Terrence Crawford, also in the building. We got Box Fan Expo, the president, the man in here representing Box Fan Expo next weekend, y'all. If you guys want to meet your favorite fighters, take pictures with them, hang out with them, even your boy DBN, we're going to all be hanging out. We're going to have a good time next weekend, guys, at the Box Fan Expo.
I do want to add that we're going to have our first inaugural amateur show,
Oh,
the
that's
Box
big.
Fan Expo Invitational. We're going to have some
With
of the
national champions fighting against each other.
a lot of number one seeded fighters in the USA boxing. It's a sanctioned fight. And we're helping out also the Fernando Vargas Foundation. They're going to be putting that show up. We're going to have kids like Kermel Mouton. We're going to have Floyd Diaz. So there's going to be a lot of fighters on that card.
Cash flow. He's talking about cash
that's
flow.
right. And we're going to have an incredible show there, about 12 to 14 fights. And it's going to be incredible to see the future stars fighting under the same roof as the present stars. This is going to be the first time in history where we're going to have over 20, 30 fighters, and some of them are current in boxing world champions and legends as well, looking at these kids fight, and that's going to be a great motivation for these kids that are looking up to these fighters.
That's a great point, Alonzo.
And that's going to be the first time in history where we can actually have all these people, this incredible number one USA boxing with the top fighters in the world right now, current champions, under the same roof.
I didn't even think about that, Alonzo. These kids, they get to fight in front of some of their favorite professional fighters. They get to see the superstars actually watching them fight. Not too many kids get that opportunity.
Can you imagine you're fighting on the card and Andre Ward is right there watching you, because during the expo, this is happening during the expo.
Yeah.
For the fans, it's such a big treat. And it's only $30 online to get access to the expo. We're not charging extra for that. And it's $40. They're going to be more expensive at the door. So imagine you got Andre Ward, you got David Benavidez, Jose Benavidez, and all the Errol Spence watching you. It's incredible for the kids. We want to just motivate the sport, and we want to keep building the sport with the Box Fan Expo every year. We're going to keep growing.
It's already been growing. It's already been growing. Let's go ahead and get another person on the line. Let me see. Let me go ahead and see who we got. We got 323.